Hey everybody, this is Sarah Harnish. I'm a Young Living Diamond and I'm the author of Unstuck, How to Talk to Humans and Get Them to Respond to You. And this is the Oilability page. So all the resources that this team puts together located on this page. Many of you guys have asked for very simple business training. That would be Ignite. And I put some information on that on this page a little earlier. Game plan is kind of the starting place after you get through Ignite. And so that gives you a full business training. What is Unstuck? Unstuck is skills training. So if I had to sum it up in one sentence, it would be the goal is to get you an audience and to get that audience to Young Living, right? Get you an audience, get the audience to Young Living. And so it's training you on how to connect with human beings and how to love on them and how to meet them in their places. And today is day 13. Totally okay if you are not caught up on the videos. Totally okay if you're not caught up on the book or the workbook. If you're doing this with your teams, do not beat yourself up. Every single day you get on, even if it's for a couple of minutes, is investment in yourself and investment in your business. So this is a very, very intense training, and it can take some time to get through it. So if you're not keeping pace with everything, do not sweat it. All right, do not sweat it. You're still in the right place, and I'm still super, super glad that you've committed time to your business and to yourself. So tonight's pretty fun. We're going to do some really neat things this evening, and if you are a blue personality, you're really going to enjoy this evening. I'll tell you the oil of the night in a minute, but I just ran a contest, so if you're not watching this live, then you're not going to be eligible for the contest. But I got to tell you the outcome of it, because I put up there, hey, let's have a little bit of fun tonight, and tell me something that happened to you while you were teaching a class or en route to a class or doing something to bring oils in every single home in the world. And so my story was it's also Kiss a Kangaroo Day. That's completely random, has nothing to do with anything. But one thing that happened to me was I drove once with 3 packets of Ningxia on the top of my van. Now, in Ningxia's defense, we did have a roof rack, so that probably helped kind of keep it in place. But I had 3 packets of Ningxia. I drove to a class 10 miles away, remembered when I got out of the van that they were on top of the roof, and when I got up, they were still there. So hashtag all the Ningxia, hashtag forgot they were there, hashtag mom brain, hashtag at least I had the kids. So I asked you guys what you did. Victoria says, I was always using peppermint early on in my journey for digestive issues. We just opened my mouth and ingest. Well, I felt so bad one day I grabbed what I thought was peppermint, but it was pan away. Read the bottle. Sandy says, when I first joined Young Living, my daughter loved drinking grapefruit. In fact, she loved it so much she put 10 drops in her large water bottle. Well, she decided to try peppermint and thought since she was using 10 drops of grapefruit, she should do 10 drops of peppermint. She was in for a big surprise. She called me immediately after attempting to take her first drink. Ha ha ha, of course, it was my fault. Ah yes, mom moments. Oh no, Kendra rubbed some peppermint on her husband's sore muscles after working out and then went to take out her contacts. Needless to say, I never made that. Everybody's got a lot of peppermint stories here. Never made that mistake again. Sandra says, I walked around my daughter's rodeos with a bottle of Valor, letting all the high-strung horses smell it, and then hung out in the alleyway after their runs to hear the girls comment. I don't know what happened. That was the best run ever. Where's that lady with that bottle of oil? I felt like the oil fairy. And before long, the girls were lining up with their horses to sniff my bottle of Valor for the runs. That's awesome. Mackenzie says, I was getting ready for Make It Take and I knocked over clary sage, so then my whole house had a strong smell, but everybody got the balancing hormones in. April says, I wanted to apply Coolazole blend to my shoulders and I grabbed Kunzia by mistake. I wondered why it smelled so different. To my surprise, it worked very well and gave me much needed relief. So, all right, I'll pick one more here. I had a Lucy Libido class last Valentine's Day, and my sister and mother-in-law came. It was very awkward for both of them when I started talking about what oils we like to use in the bedroom. Yeah, I definitely don't want to get invited to my mother's Lucy Libido class. Faux show. So I'll pick a couple of winners for you guys tonight that just did a knockout good job in telling me their stories. So our oil of the night this evening, I left it upstairs. Well, that just means that I'm going to have to walk upstairs and go get the oil of the night. Because we're not doing boot camp without oil of the night. That's not happening. Let's see if we can play a little game while I'm going to get it. Why don't you guys, since it's the night of games and it's the night of blue, why don't you guys tell me, the oil starts with a C. I'll tell you that. I'll give away a signed book and workbook if you guys can guess which oil it is before I show it to you. So starts with the letter C, and I want you to tell me what the name of the oil is. Any guesses? Home tour. Yeah, it is kind of a quick home tour, isn't it? Not only that, but the oil is in my pocket to my jacket because I laid it out so I wouldn't forget it. And then check this out. Copaiba is a good guess. Good guess. It's in my hand. Ooh, Clarity, that's a really good guess. We actually should probably use Clarity before I wrap up this boot camp. Carrot seed, that's a really good guess. Cedarwood, nope. Coriander, nope. Oh, I got you guys stumped today. I didn't think it was going to be so tricky. Cedarwood, nope. It's not cedarwood, not copaiba, not Clarity. Any other guesses? Clarity. All good. We'll watch it when at home. Not clary sage. All right, this is a very tricky sea oil, so I'm kind of being mean to you guys. Nope, not Clarity. Ooh, I got hair sticking straight up. What else? Clarity, common sense. Nope, not Clarity. So I'll give you a hint. It's purple. Nope, not cedarwood. Clarity, nope, not clary sage. You guys know more oils than that start with C. Not coriander. Nope, it's a purple oil, and it starts with a C. Oh, come on, I really want to pick a winner. Not cumin, not cistus. No, these are good guesses. Not cypress. Somebody at this point is going to log into the VO and start looking through all the C oils. Nope, not Clarity, not common sense, not celery seed. These are good. Clove, nope. Come on. Casey Mink. Okay, you're my winner. Casey, you're going to get a signed book and workbook. So email me at oilabilitywithsarah@gmail.com. Celebration oil is our oil for tonight. And you might think, why does she pick Celebration? Like, that's a super random oil. And what does that have anything to do with business? Well, let me tell you what it has to do with business. Maybe you never even thought about this oil. It's not on the common feelings oils or business oils, right? It's not build your dream or anything like that. So why would I pick this oil? Well, as an aromatherapist, I'm always looking at what oils are in the oils, right? Whenever they have blends, what oils did they mix together? And when I looked at what was in this blend, I was like, what? What the what? Like, why are we using this oil more often? So let me tell you what Young Living says about Celebration oil. First, they say they're celebrating you throughout the world. Celebration is a rich, earthy, herbaceous blend that elevates emotional well-being and supports a sense of harmonic balance. Formulated by D. Gary Young, Celebration was offered exclusively in Europe to highlight the market's grand opening in 2014. And now for a limited time, this uplifting blend is available to members everywhere to educate you as a Young Living member, the growth of Young Living, and our dedication to bring Young Living essential oils to every home in the world. So Gary's goal was oils in every home, and that's our goal, and that's why we're training on these class types. So some of these oils that were in here, when I was first looking at it, I was like, boy, this is some pretty rare stuff. We got Matricaria, I don't even know how to say this, Rakusha flower oil. I was like, what is Matricaria Rakusha flower oil? That sounds really, really intense. And I looked it up. It's German chamomile. So you've got, I'm not even going to read all of them in here, but there is lavender, angelica, German chamomile, ylang-ylang, rose, frankincense, orange, a happy oil, right? Hyssop, coriander. We already did some training on the power of coriander. It's a great oil. Bergamot, jasmine. I mean, come on, guys. You got ylang-ylang, rose, frankincense, jasmine, angelica. I've got my word. I could do a 2-hour training just on angelica oil. So, I mean, those are some powerful oils. So, but Gary says the goal is to get your head in a place where you want to bring oils into every home in the world. And all the classes we're doing tonight are interactive classes, so they're like little party classes, so we're going to have a little fun. And I thought Celebration would be really good, right? John says, we are going in tonight, adding Celebration for sure. It's a great blend. Just the type of oils that are in it are very, very powerful. I mean, my word, rose oil, jasmine oil, frankincense oil, those are powerhouses. So get some Celebration going in your diffuser, especially when you're feeling kind of humdrum and not very creative and a little frustrated. It's going to be a wonderful oil for you. So we're going to dig right in. I am training you guys out of this book right here. This is called Unstuck, How to Talk to Humans and Get Them to Respond to You. And the goal of the book is to build an audience for you so that you can build your team. We're going to be training on chapter 28, 29, and 30 tonight. And these are all just fun chapters. They're just different, unique, creative ways of bringing oils into people's homes and getting them excited about oils again. Although you know what I will tell you guys, and that is that the message is always about meeting the need. So whether you put a really pretty name on something or you get a bunch of supplies, which we're going to talk about that, no matter what you do, if they don't know that they need it, they're not going to order a kit. They're not going to get on Essential Rewards. So no matter what kind of class you're doing, that need meeting still has to take place. That relationship building still has to take place. So don't pick a fun class thinking, all right, this has got a cool title, now all my friends are going to come. If they're busy, they're not going to come. If they're busy and you have a solution that they're looking for, they're going to come. So make sure that solution finding is always happening behind the scenes. So class 8 is Lunch and Learn, Sip and Sniff, Simple Swap, and Ditch and Switch. So these are just all interactive types of classes, and I included them in the 15 chapters because they are classes that work. However, there's a way that you need to do the classes so that it leads to kit sales. And that's why I articulated it in here, because I see a lot of people out there doing things that are not duplicatable. A lot of people out there spending a lot of money on supplies, and then they're not seeing results. And so if you're one of those leaders that signed your friends, signed your family, and then maybe got one level in and did a layer of friends, friends of friends, and then you've been doing make intakes for 2 or 3 years, your OGV's plateaued, you're a little bit frustrated, you don't understand what you're doing wrong and why you grew at the beginning but you're not growing now. The reason you grew at the beginning was because you were signing people because you were meeting their needs. But now you slipped into management mode. Okay? Jean says, I had a kit sale tonight. What I'm learning is so helping me. That's awesome. All right. So class 8, Lunch and Learn. Are you just tuckered out with the wide variety and the intense creativity of Young Living business builders? I'm a simple Joe. I've already told you how I build my business, but this book is not about me. This book's about you, and it's about successful ways that people have built. So just like with Game Plan, I compiled information and I put it into this book to try to help you. So the reason Lunch and Learns and Sip and Sniffs are in this book is because people have built successfully to silver and beyond using these methods, okay? I told you I will just sit on a couch and I read the script, and that's it. That's how I got my 500 plus personally enrolled, was just sitting down, meeting needs, reading scripts. That is one method of building. It is a successful method, but there are other ways that are successful too. And I don't want to poo-poo every way that everybody's out there building, because then I'm not giving you accurate information. So these are viable ways of teaching classes. And so what I have found is there are various ways that people have found to communicate the need of one of the 4 PSKs to unaware bystanders. And so these are what I lump in the group of interactive classes. With all of these class types, there's some extra prep work involved. So it's not just as simple as a script, a kit, a human, and repeat, but you do keep the focus on the 4 starter kits. That's one of those places where you can kind of rabbit trail with interactive classes. So try to stay, and now I'm going to say the 5 starter kits. I got to get used to that. The core 5, not the core 4. But keep your focus on those 5 starter kits, and it can still be very effective. Keep the classes simple and as cheap as possible, and you're not going to drive away business builders. So let's look at these one class at a time. Lunch and Learn is a 101 class that I give usually over a corporate lunch break. So I get invited into a business to train on health and wellness to their employees. And sometimes it's within my own office. Sometimes I'm a speaker at a company that is, bringing health and wellness training to the employees. I've done both. Because the class is often very rushed, a lot of the time I'm given a 30 or a 60-minute time limit. I don't have a lot of time to share my personal story. So I keep my story to 10 minutes or less, and then I rely on a quick make and take to just drop a wow moment in the middle of the room, okay? Did I sign other people up under other sponsors? Yes, I did, because I wouldn't have 6 legs right now if I hadn't done that, so absolutely. Most often I'll go to the dollar store and I'll grab spray bottles, and I have them all make a $1 bottle of Thieves Cleaner to take home. They're challenged with wiping down their kitchen counters, texting me a photo. That gives me an opportunity to funnel to the starter kit, to funnel to the Thieves class, and to have a second conversation. Now, many times, the companies won't allow sales on the property, so I'm not allowed to take purple bags unless they only contain the CD and Fearless and not instructions on how to order the kit. But that doesn't matter if you have your Contact Me card, right? If you've got that little card, let's see if I can get to my little card because it's like 2 inches past my reach here. Everything's past my reach tonight. If you have that little Contact Me card, let me grab it here. Oh. And you bring that into your training, then it doesn't matter if you can't have sales on the property. A lot of you guys have written me and said, well, what do I do if they say I can't have any sales? What if I'm teaching at a library and I can't have any sales at the library? Bingo, right here, right? Contact me card from the Diamond Deck. You just have them fill it out. You got all their contact information, and then you build the relationship. They're interested in oils because they came to the class. So don't let that be a deterrent as to why you're not using certain locations, because with the Contact Me card, you can touch base with them anytime you want. So using those will really save you in a class like this, especially if you're timed and you got to just keep it moving. Okay. So sip and sniff. So that's what a corporate class is. I'm just basically teaching a 101 or any of those core 5 classes over the corporate lunch break. Okay. And you can do it with a PowerPoint, without a PowerPoint. You can do it with a quick little make and take with just a spray bottle and thieves cleaner they can take with them. Whatever you think is most effective, but you just got to keep your cost low. Keep your cost down. If they got 100 people in the room, do not do thieves spray bottles. So sip and sniff. This class carries the same type of premise, but it incorporates the element of ningxia. Attendees get a mini 101 class, so I usually just focus on purity and then I share my story. So I make sure I go through the grades of oils, quick thing on seed to seal, and then I share my story. And then they also get a couple paragraphs of the ningxia script. So I'll go into the 103 class and I'll just pull a couple paragraphs about ningxia. Then they sniff the oils and they get a 1 ounce serving of ningxia. Because of the cost of ningxia, a lot of people will charge $3 for the class or $2 for the class. One quick little pro tip is if you go to the dollar store, the shot glasses they have are less than 1 ounce. So you can actually get a lot more out of the bottle that you're using if you put it in those 1 ounce glasses. So because sometimes they let them make a roll on of 1 oil in the kit. I've seen people do that with a couple of drops. Sometimes they don't do any make and take element. They're just kind of doing this quick little sip and sniff where they taste it and they smell it. And that's still considered interactive. So I use those pieces of the 101 and the ningxia script to teach a class. It's a little bit different than a straight 101 because of the interactive nature of drinking that ningxia and potentially making a roll-on. Again, watch your cost. There are some sites where you can get roll-on bottles for $1 or less, but still, you might want to charge if you're going to be doing things that the supplies are going to be costing you or it's not duplicatable. You can have a little fun by mixing the ningxia with some of the starter kit vitality oils and making your own concoction. So one of my favorites is citrus fresh and lemon, 2 drops each per ningxia shot. It's kind of like a modified dreamsicle shot that Young Living had out there. So if you like something spicy, do a drop of Thieves Vitality and a drop of lemon in the ningxia, and that's also fun. Many leaders have taught this class a lot like a speed oiling class with multiple stations around the room and a single oil or product from the starter kit at each station. So if you're doing all of the speaking by yourself, sometimes managing all those stations can be a little bit tricky. Or you just do the speaking and then you let them rotate and try it all, and you just have stations where they can check it out. Another thing that I've done is have a scavenger hunt where they pull a fact off the card, jot it down, and then return to you at the end with their notes from each station. Usually this is a timed event with just a couple of minutes at each station. Okay? These are great ideas, guys. You're doing wonderful. Thank you for posting your comments on how you've done it. And thanks for the comments on my shirt tonight. I appreciate it. This is my Platinum Retreat shirt. So simple swap, ditch and switch, fearless class. Do you guys know I have a fearless class that you can teach? It's totally free. It's a resource on my website. Doesn't cost you anything. Let me flip my camera around real quick here, and I'm just going to show you how to get to my website. If you go to oilabilityteam.com, so www.oilabilityteam.com, bam, there's our Unstuck 20 Bootcamp, and you go to share. There's a whole button for fearless. So if you click on Fearless under Share, all the Fearless things are here. This is just a phenomenal book for aromatherapy training. It's $1. It's really cheap. There's a sample letter for you to send out to people after you've given them the Fearless book. There's a 4-page script. So you can teach an entire Fearless class to your team after you've done a 101 class or 102. It's kind of like the next step in oiling. And there's media elements in it. So here's a YouTube video that goes with that 4-page Fearless script. Here's the Fearless challenges. We're going to be changing the calendar a little bit here in a couple of weeks and making a couple changes to the inside of the book too to just sort of make it align with Unstuck. And then there's some free graphics and Clean Living cheat sheets you could print off and hand out, and simple swap sheets and all sorts of stuff to get them thinking about chemical-free living. But all of that is right on the Fearless page. So you just go to share, is oilabilityteam.com, share, and then you see Fearless, okay? So each of these books have their own tools and resources that are free. Unstuck, Ignite, ULA, Game Plan. There's a whole page just for leaders for Game Plan, Fearless, and then we're about to launch a ton of new stuff, like guys, oh my gosh, the month of February is going to be amazing on my website because I have a whole web team that's just been busting stuff out this month, getting ready for you guys as we wrap up boot camp. The first thing that's going up are the 4 textable classes, so super stoked. And then right after that, class 5, because I am almost done with my CBD lecture that's free, which means free PowerPoint, free textable class, free shareable graphics, free 30-day challenge calendar, free everything. Like, we'll have it all up on the website, and you just print it and put it off, okay? And hand it out. So simple swap, ditch and switch. If you're going to teach a Fearless class or a ditch and switch class, it's basically Fearless class. This class has been taught a whole bunch of different ways by many different teams, very, very effectively. It can be taught as an oils class or a thieves class. I love it. Gail says, I've done core 1, 2, and 3 on Facebook in person. I've done 101, ULA Balance, and Fearless. You're like the oilability teacher there. You're slaying it, Gail. And so all 3 of these titles allude to the same type of class. It's a class where you're training that the products in their home are dangerous and they need to be swapped out with Young Living products. No, Fearless is not on CD, but I probably could go record that for you guys and give you a textable Fearless class too. I've also thought about recording the entire Game Plan Mini and giving you a prospecting textable class that you can send to people as well, so you have a prospecting. We're going to put a lot of podcasts out that are shareable, so watch for those in the coming months. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. I also had a request today to take all of Unstuck, all 480 pages of it, and condense it into a mini book, the size of Fearless. It's very, very tiny, that just hits on like the 5 core skills from the book that you really need to know, so that we could do a 5-day 10-minute a night skills training in July this year, and you can hand those $1 skills training books out to people that are just starting their business, so they start off on the right foot with talking to people, teaching classes, getting back to the basics of classes, and we've had a lot. I had a wonderful request for that today, so maybe I'll work on that because I've already got Unstuck written. So having a little tiny itty bitty Unstuck that'd be easy for you to share with new builders, so they know how to use contact me cards, they know how to do a funnel, they know how to do follow up from the get-go. They're teaching classes consistently every single week. I think that would really be a blessing to you guys. So I'll work on that and see if I can get that done before convention. I like to use Fearless as my simple swap class, so that's kind of how I roll. I've also included that entire class on the website, like I just showed you, and it's a great tool because it doesn't just train the starter kit, it trains the lifestyle. It gives the why behind oiling. So Fearless encourages them to go home, pick 3 cabinets, we call it the 3 cabinet challenge, pull things out of what they're using and read the labels and look at them side by side, all right, back to back. If they don't know what a chemical is, then they just type in the words dangers of into Google and then type that chemical out and take a closer look at some of the products that they're using in their home. Fearless is going to take them from room to room, from their kitchen to their living room, their cleaning closet to their laundry room to their bathroom, and it's going to show them the places where poison like to lurk. Oh, you guys love an Unstuck mini idea. I seriously did not even consider that until today. So I'll have to really think about that. Just 5 topics out of the book, itty bitty mini little short condensed boot camp, just kind of like a starter boot camp for brand new business builders, people that are overwhelmed easily, that don't want all of the explanations, but they do need the skills very bad. People that are clocked out and they're not teaching classes anymore, that'd be a good quick reboot for them as well. So let me think through how I would do it, but it'd be a very tiny book, a $1 book, just like Fearless and the Game Plan Mini. So there's also Fearless PowerPoint and then media elements that make you look really good up on the website. So I usually end this class making a $1 bottle of Thieves Cleaner and then handing out the 30-day Fearless Challenge calendar so that they get held accountable for 30 days and go home and start swapping all of these things out. And then I've told you this before, if they screenshot their calendar, I like to give them something for committing to that for 30 days because you've habit trained them. Now they've gone through their cabinets, they've looked for all the poison, they're aware of what they can switch it out for, they're using Thieves to wipe down their kitchen, they've drunk the Ningxia in their starter kit, they've had the diffuser going for 30 days. Like that's the kind of stuff you want a brand new oiler doing. That's what gets them fired up. touching base with you, making sure they get to the core 5 classes. We're going to build that into the Fearless calendar so it aligns with Unstuck. It's just awesome. I have people who are so scared, so yes, an Unstuck mini. Okay, all right. The feedback is very positive, so I will work on it. The calendar's up on the Fearless page, and we've got it on the purple bag page. We got it all over my website. But if you click on Fearless, you'll see it there. So that's how I do a simple swap or Fearless class. Is I just print the script off and I get in front of it. Another thing is you guys have asked me if you can have the scripts in printable format on our website. That is coming. If you go to the Unstuck page, all of the resources for each of the core 5 classes will be on the Unstuck page. So if you click on the 101 button on the Unstuck page, you'll have the printable graphics, you'll have printables, graphics to share, countdowns, you'll have all of the media elements. The PowerPoints are phenomenal. It's not just words, it's media like videos and stuff in it. You'll have all of the textable classes. They'll all be on that same page. So look for those resources together as we start to release all of that stuff. What kind of gift do I give? I really believe in investing in them. So I give a pretty hefty gift, and maybe this isn't your jam and you don't want to do it this way. And I totally understand that, because I could not have done this when I was a star or senior star, give away my entire paycheck because I really needed it for my gas tank to go teach. But I tell them that this is once they already have a starter kit, so there's no coercion or anything going on here. You can only gift up to $25 or you're outside of policies and procedures until they have their starter kit. Now, once they have their kit, they're already on your team. Then you can gift whatever you want. I mean, you want to give them an Aroma Complete kit, you can go give that away. We do that about once a year on my team. So what I do is once they've shown me that they've completed all the challenges and they send me the screenshot with all their little notes scribbled all over the calendar, then I will gift them $25. I just do an account credit on their account that can go toward their Essential Rewards order, their first ER order. Or they can process their first ER order and I just send them a check toward that ER order to kind of just alleviate some of the cost of that first order, and just say, listen, I'm thankful that you're on this journey with me. Like, I so deeply believe in clean living. I'm going to stand beside what I say, and I'm going to help you with this journey. We're going to make a 3-month wish list for ER together. Let me train you how to use this reference guide, how to look things up, how to look for poison in your house. Here's a list of room by room, like Fearless does in the back, of things you can start swapping out. And let's do this journey thing together. All right, here's how you use your diffuser. Here is how you have a link that you can get your mom signed up, because I know that she is going to feel the same way, right? She's going to want to be using all this good stuff too. So I think I ordered the wrong size purple bag. So the purple bags are 6x9. If you click on the purple bag link on my Oilability page, it tells you the size of the bags and gives you a link to Amazon for the bags, all right? So that's how you do a simple swap Fearless class. Beauty school. Now for this class, I really caution you not to do the traditional Young Living Beauty School with the cream masks, renewal serum, Sheer Lame brightening cream. Instead, focus on the Savvy line. All right, focus on the Savvy line. You can demo the Art Gentle Cleanser to help them wash their face, and maybe a little Art Light Moisturizer to lay down on their face before they apply the makeup if you really, really want them to get some of the beauty care products on their skin. For dry skin, maybe offer both as an add-on to the Savvy Kit for Essential Rewards. But remember, you always want to drive to those core 5 classes. So instead of driving to renewal serum, I'm going to want to drive to the makeup instead, because that's going to get them a wholesale membership, get them on my team, train them on the lifestyle, right? Instead of just offering individualized products. So for that, it's very simple. You're just going to grab the Savvy script in the back of this book and read it and click through the PowerPoint. Always want to lead with one of those 5 starter kits. So the nice thing about these classes is that you already have the words to say, right? It's very, very duplicatable and very, very easy to do. Shelly said, I just got all my stuff tonight to make purple bags. Woohoo! All right, so I tend to give the lecture part of each of these classes before we do the tiny make and take, because once they start, they're really not paying much attention to me. The room gets really noisy, and there's no point in giving a lecture if nobody's listening. So share your story, read the script, give the bold close, and then have the station set up to make cool, oily things and funnel them to your laptop when you're in a location that allows it. And at the very least, if you can't sign people up, then bring those contact me cards so that you can have their information when you get home and do follow-up. So if you make this complicated, you're going to burn yourself out, and you're going to feel like you're swimming against the current of your business. So simpler, the better. I'm talking dollar store spray bottles, okay, and a cap of thieves cleaner. Like, keep it super, super, super simple. Pros and cons to this type of teaching. I don't know if you guys have seen these at the end of each of the chapters, but I love these little graphics that just kind of go through and say, hey, like this is the positive and this is the pitfall. Like, this is what you need to watch out for so that you don't get burned on this type of teaching. These classes are fun. The pro, they're going to draw on people that maybe have no interest in oils just for the sake of getting together. So you're going to get a unique audience that you might not have gotten before. The con is you've got to watch your cost for the events. I mean, I would say $1 a person or $2 a person. And if you charge, that'll help offset some of the cost. Make sure what you're doing is duplicatable. So no pretty labels, chalkboard signs, all that kind of stuff. Also, because the crowd that you're drawing in might not have a background knowledge in clean living, but they came for the diffuser bracelet, then you might need to do a little bit more product education and lifestyle training with this fun bunch. So make sure your connecting time with them is regular and solid as a rock. All right? So now we're going to jump into, I got a tickle in my throat. We're going to jump into the speed oiling. This is a really fun class, and this doesn't require any supplies at all. So it's just a different type of, different way of teaching. Hey, John. Can I have some water? I got my husband over there. I got a little tickle in my throat, and I want to keep going, but I'm like, so speed oiling classes. Why don't you guys tell me if any of you guys have taught a speed oiling class? And while you do that, I'm going to break out the celebration oil and start breathing some of this in, and some frankincense oil, because I got the tickle that will not go away. Whew. Just a little water, honey. I got the most amazing husband in the world. My eyes are starting to water up. It's because I love you. I don't have a cold. I just swallowed wrong when I was talking to you guys. The new flavor drops. Yes. Thank you. This is my husband. Can you guys give him a big old round of applause? Isn't he amazing? This is the Harn behind the scenes.
This is the deer in the headlights look.
It's the deer in the headlights look. He is an amazing man.
Just wait till you try Zaxby's.
You got that tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. All right. So I have no idea what that is. Denise, you just started your business, chickadee. I love you so much. You go read Ignite, get into your starter kit, get fearless. Go through the 30-day challenges. You're not going to know all 600 products right when you first start Young Living. So Thieves Cough Drop is a cough drop with thieves in it. It's amazing. But don't beat yourself up on not knowing everything that Young Living offers. We've got 600 products, so it's taken me a while to be able to learn them all. So speed oiling, you want a tour of my new home? Well, maybe we'll do that for fun after boot camp's over. This class is really different from anything else I've trained on so far. So in the last set of classes, the attendees are relatively stationary until the last couple of minutes when they make a spray bottle of thieves cleaner and then just walk off. For this class, there's movement during the entire lecture, and it's set up like speed dating. The emphasis isn't on one person standing in a silent room and teaching. It's on exploring. Yeah, Angela, it was more dry throat, not really like mucusy. I just started reading Ignite. That's awesome. So a station is set up for each component of the starter kit. There's the 2 Ningxia sachets, so you put those out, packet, maybe the hand sanitizer, you get that out on its own area, the 12 bottles of oil, each of them at their own stations. Yeah, Charlene says, I'm 3 years in and I'm still learning. Sharon says, you're a keeper, John. And Lisa says, I've been with for 2 years and I don't know it all. I love him. I love John Harnish so much. He is my best friend. And so at each spot, you're going to place a little card with a bit of the lecture on it, or you can have a leader stand there and teach for 2 to 3 minutes on a topic on the table. Now, how do you pull that off? Well, you're going to use the paragraph on lavender from the 101 lecture in the lavender station, and then pull a little bit from the 102 toxin-free life lecture for the thieves station, pull a couple paragraphs from the Ningxia 103 lecture for the Ningxia station, and you got all the tools in the back of Unstuck to be able to put the speed oiling class together. You just pick and choose which details you want them to know. So I would open the class with them collected in a circle, and you're going to share your story, and you're going to share the power of purity, and then you release them to go explore, and you set a timer. And they have to switch stations every couple of minutes and go explore another station. So they're smelling the oils. If you allow it, maybe putting a drop on their skin. If you choose, you could have a little sample of thieves that they could try, or they could put a little bit of the thieves hand sanitizer in their hand. My people always get all excited about that. So if you want to up your game, you can create a little scavenger hunt card or a page for collecting random facts from each each table that you can reuse with each class. Our graphic arts team is in the process of designing some of this for you guys, so you literally just have to print it off. So we'll have some things for all 15 class styles coming up on the Unstuck page in the months to come. This is a really fun interactive class that can be just as powerful as a 101 class, so make sure you end with the bold close, and you've got a laptop where they can sign up to get their own kit before they leave. But basically, you're just taking the elements of the 101 and you're putting them on cards around the room. So it's a lot of fun. They're not actually making anything, but it's an interactive class because they're up and they're moving around the room. And if you do a scavenger hunt element to it, then they're actually writing down some of the things from the lecture. So it's a form of note-taking for them. One of the biggest mistakes I see in these interactive classes is the cutting of the clothes. Yeah, oil bingo is wonderful. We can put some bingo cards up on the Oil Ability page for you guys. If you want to do some bingo during these classes, that's fun too. Just make sure what you're doing is duplicatable, right? If you print off some cards once and you get some chips from the dollar store, then your cost and your time was an hour of your time and, you know, $1 for little chips or $2 for the little chips. That's duplicatable. But when you get to a point where you're dropping 30, 40 bucks on your classes, then people can't copy it. So just always keep an eye on the time factor, the investment factor, the duplication factor. I don't think if you play bingo in your classes, you're going to scare away your leaders, but it can take a while to play bingo. So, you know, watch your time with it. I would say too, don't give yourself a chance to be nervous. If we're talking about the close, you just practice the script and fall back on your training. It's not a matter of, you know, then it's just a matter of doing what you already know. In game plan, I told the story of a woman who ended every class with the phrase, "You've survived Essential Oils 101, but then she never told them how to order the starter kit. And that's really important because you're not going to have any kit sales if you don't tell them you are running a business, this is the kit, and this is what they should start with, right? They're not going to order anything because they don't know. So direct them to the laptop in the back of the room, run the class just like you would a 101. Don't be afraid of the close. We're going to do a very powerful training on closing next week for you guys that are just really feeling salesy and don't want to close your classes. And it just falls back on language. So if you train language into your tongue, then when you're in front of the people and you're scared, you'll fall back on your training. So we're going to train you. And then you'll be comfortable with it, and you'll go do your close. And after you get through the first close, you make yourself do it once. You get through the first close, you'll be like, okay, that was totally not as scary as I thought it was going to be, right? And it the same way, or you're going to teach a lot of classes for no reason if you're not closing out, because it isn't to build your business if you're just out there doing make and takes and having fun. You're not building your business, right? So stay focused on the actions that lead to growth. With these interactive classes, they're on the core 5. You're not doing a whole bunch of other products. You keep it simple. You watch your cost. You watch your time. You watch your duplication factor when you're doing them. You utilize the script so that your leaders can copy what you're doing, and you make sure you close your classes. And share your story. That's so important. Share your story, close your classes. And you can have very, very successful interactive classes. Okay? I get concerned about after they sign. Oh, Tania, all you need is a funnel. So we're going to train on this, I think, next week. After they sign, the second card in the funnel is the distributor card. And so the Diamond Rising deck, this card runs them through an aromatherapy funnel. So the Contact Me card is going to run them through a prospecting funnel, and the distributor card runs them through an aromatherapy funnel. So you get them all trained up, and they get on ER. And you train them in the core 5 classes. You got 5 months of training to give them, plus the Fearless calendar. So they're out there breaking all the stuff out. You can do this. You can do this. You just got to remember where you left off in the conversation, and that's where the cards will really help you out. So pros and cons to this type of teaching: speed oiling. Pro, you're going to draw people in that don't have a lot of time, simply with the names. So you can train on a lot of things in a short period. If you have several leaders manning stations, the people can work their way through the room, and they get to connect with many oilers. So that's social proof. That's good. They get lots of social training that the oils work. Or you can set up just cards, and you could do the class by yourself. The cons is the setup time can be pretty significant for this, unless it's literally just your cards and your oils, and you just throw them out, at different tables and have a timer with you. The duplication factor can be significant, so make sure you're keeping it simple. You're not overdoing it at the stations. Always make sure you're not scaring your leaders away with your setup. If you keep these simple, then people can copy what you're doing. All right? OMG, Judy says, I just joined and I couldn't figure out why you were talking about clothes. Clothes, C-L-O-S-E, not C-L-O-T-H-E-S, right? All right, chapter 30, last one here for tonight, and we're doing good. We're doing really good on our time. make intakes that work. So I know you guys want to do make intakes so bad, like really, really want to. And I'm just going to shoot straight with you. I am a blue-red personality. So I love fun. I love people. I get filled when I'm around people, except convention. Convention has a unique way of draining you to zero, right? But I get filled when I'm around people. I love doing fun things. But because of the red side of my personality, I also don't want to do work for no reason. Like I really don't want to just be swimming and treading water and not having it lead anywhere. So I'm going to shoot straight with you. I have a vendetta against make and take classes. All right, my name is Sarah, and I have a vendetta against make and take classes. I'm coming clean. All right, because as an Enneagram 7, wing 8, I love fun, people, adventure, and you would think I would love a fun, adventurous make and take class. But it is not the shortest point from A to B. I love efficiency, and I love to get things done, and I love to cross things off the list, and I see make and takes as a ton of work and a lot of cost, and many times from several different stores where you're not building your OGV with very little return. My fears were confirmed at beauty school in 2015 when you're sitting there going, Sarah, come on, you wrote a chapter about make and takes, you told me they're good, and now you're spending the beginning of this part of the class bashing my classes. This is the kind of class I like to teach. Don't bash me. I'm going to bash you, but then I'll fix it, okay? So my fears were confirmed at beauty school in 2015 when one of the speakers said that 70% of those that attend make and take classes never purchase the oils, and they never ever make the craft again. And so that means at max, you're only getting a 30% yield of your time and your investment to do the class. And I want 100% yield, okay? Can't you get people to come to a class that's boring? See, here's the thing. I don't oil because I need exciting, fun things in my life. Lord knows with 5 kids and 2 grandkids, I've got enough exciting, fun things in my life to keep me busy for a very, very, very long time. I oil because my son has a cough and he needs Thieves' cough drops. I oil because my other son needs Raindrop every single night. I oil because I know what to do when we start coming down with a cold and flu. I oil because I don't like poisonous things under my kitchen sink. I oil because I like my skin looking good, right? I oil because I have needs that I need met. I don't oil because I want to go have fun, all right? If I want to go have fun, I'll get with my girlfriends and go do a painting class. Or if I want to have fun, I'm going to go see Trans-Siberian Orchestra at the concert hall, right? If I want to take care of my family, then I find an oiler, because they're the solution that I'm looking for. So if you really, truly do an honest assessment of your team and sit down and you take a look, I oil because, yeah, that's a good post, Kathy. You really do an honest assessment of your team and ask them why they oil. It's probably not because they want to have fun and hangout time, okay? It's probably because they're looking for solutions, right? We don't just buy 600 oil-infused products because we want to blow a whole bunch of money and have fun. We buy them because we want them to work for our family, and we don't want poison in our house. And so we swap stuff out, to make sure that we don't have that stuff underneath our cabinets. So you guys have started a whole nother class in a post. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. And so keep that in mind when you're teaching classes. You don't have to make it unique every single time, and you don't have to come up with all these really witty ways of tricking people to get into your classes. Just find out what their need is. It really, truly is that simple. I swear to you. If you talk to them and you ask them where they are, what they're doing, what they love, how they spend their time, what they do for work, what's going on with their health, what's going on with their family, what's going on with their kids. If you ask them leading questions, they're going to tell you what their needs are. And then you pick one of the 600 products that Young Living has and says, gosh, I don't know about that. Why don't you just try this? Like, take this home. Maybe this is the answer you're looking for. If you keep everything on them, they're going to come to your classes. They're going to want, and then when they get hooked and they see the oils work, then they're going to want to learn more, which is where the core 5 classes come in, right? So I don't know, guys. Like, I don't really align with the whole got to keep it super fun and get people in the door with my witty title thing. Like, I really, truly, yeah. All right, why don't you guys tell me why you oil? You can answer this question without me even telling you or lecturing you. Tell me why you oil. I oil so I am. Pete, you're awesome. Linda says, I oil because it supports my wellness journey. Exactly. Greg and Shirley say, I oil because I want to stay healthy. I told you, I oil because I want to have these products in my home instead of poison. So, exactly. That's a t-shirt. So, ask yourself why you do what you do, and that's really going to dictate how you teach your classes. Because there is a massive audience out there, guys. There's 9 billion people on the earth. There's a massive audience for you to speak to. You just have to find out what their needs are. All right, find their needs. So while I was walking around and I was sulking at this class type, pretty confident that it was a total waste of time and really irritated about it, a couple of my precious diamonds friends who built to diamond using make and takes, by the way, they showed me how it could be done correctly and still lead to kit sales. And because I do not think that I know it all and step back and I listen to what other people tell me about how they built, this is a viable way of building a business. So it's really simple to put down another person's way of doing something if you don't see success at it yourself. So always remind yourself, no matter what we're doing with Unstuck, that there's a lot of ways to rank. And just because you don't have that skill set or that character type or that gifting to slip into the requirements to do that type of class well, doesn't mean that that type of class never works. I was pretty sure in my head that there was no world where make and takes would yield steady, consistent growth. Like, I was pretty confident. So this is a good place to tell you that Young Living business is a lot of work. And I think you figured that out by now because we're 10 classes into 15 different class types, and I'm hundreds of pages into this book, and that's a lot of pages of work. So thinking the network marketing doesn't work is really a farce. All these different class styles are just different bricks to build your castle, but each style requires a foundation of walls, and those walls are built by relationships, and a lot of that happens class by class and text by text and IM by IM and listening to needs and being there for people. And for some, it's a process that's many years long, and for others, it comes faster. I mean, no diamond is going to tell you that they didn't roll up their sleeves and put in a lot of effort to be able to get their rank. So we'll talk about honest expectations next week. Next week is a phenomenal week of Unstuck boot camp. So I really hope you guys go all the way to the end, no matter how long it takes you, because some of my favorite writing in the entire book is going to happen in the last 5 videos. But think about expectations, because I don't want you to set up your mind for failure when you don't hit your own personal benchmarks. Speed does not dictate success in this line of work. It doesn't. I mean, my own diamond above me took 12 years to get to diamond. We told you the story earlier about Francis Fuller. It took 14 years to get to silver. So, don't beat yourself up. There's still freedom on the other side of that kit, and there's freedom on the other side of those relationships. It's consistency and the right actions that will lead to growth. All right, consistency and the right actions. So that's why I wrote this book, because I want to tell you what the right actions are and what the actions are that are going to take you time. So here's the wrong action with make and takes. Going onto Amazon, going onto 5 different websites, ordering bottles from this site, ordering chalkboard signs from this site, going to Michael's, going to Hobby Lobby, getting these really cool markers, going and getting special paper for your tables, ordering $300 worth of supplies off of 8 different stores that are not building volume in your in your virtual office. Spending a lot of money, spending a lot of time, sitting there for 3 days ahead of time with a Cricut cutter, making all these really pretty labels and sticking the labels on everything and setting up all your stations, getting fresh flowers for your tables, making sure you have $200 worth of food for the make and take, because Lord knows this make and take is going to take like 2 hours for you to do. The setup time, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning and taking you till 3 o'clock to get every single table laid out, every single little fork, every single little spoon, every single little flower arrangement, all the things, right? What did you just do? You just scared the tar out of your leaders. All right, you scared the tar out of your leaders. So that is the wrong way to do a make and take class. Now let's talk about the right way to do a make and take class. As I was sulking over this method, literally as I was writing this chapter, Young Living came out with 2 products that flawlessly fit into a make and take model. One of them is the Thieves Home Cleaning Kit. It's number 20421. And the second one is the DIY Kit Collection, which is number 21625. And that Thieves Kit comes with Citrus Fresh Essential Oil, Thieves Household Cleaner, a carrying case, pine, lemon, purification, a stainless steel bucket, an amber glass spray bottle, a cleaning cloth, and a cleaning book full of recipes in it. That DIY collection comes with supplies for 3 different crafts for 6 people, including lotion, spritzer, lip balm, and then containers for each of the projects, and a scoop for measuring, a funnel, labels, a presenter card, recipe, social sharing cards, and organza bags. The DIY kit does not have the oils in it. Okay? Now all my excuses are gone. You don't have to go order labels off of a website. You don't have to go get pretty little glitter pens. You don't have to go get all the things. Literally everything you need is in a box in the virtual office. So you get OGV, you're going to get organization group volume by purchasing both of those kits, and all the supplies that you need are in one place on Young Living's site. Now, how do you do these classes correctly? Well, with the DIY collection, you teach a 101 class. And the only oils you use for those bases are oils in the starter kit, and you funnel to the starter kit the entire class. And you have a laptop set up so that they can use the oils from that class of their own volition. And you talk about the benefits of each oils, and you teach that class just like a 101 class. The Thieves Cleaning Bucket, you teach that class just like a 102 class. You do the lecture, you do all the training, you give them all the knowledge. They got to know why they're doing, this craft that you have them doing. For the Thieves Cleaning Bucket, you just break into the recipe card, and maybe you make some soft scrub with them, some Thieves soft scrub, or you make a room spritzer, or you make just Thieves Cleaner, okay? But you're teaching the 102 class and possibly a couple recipes from that Thieves Home Cleaning Kit, but all those supplies were in the virtual office. So you're not ordering off of other websites, right? By not having the oils in the DIY kit, you can make the lotions and lip balms from the premium starter kit, which means you're still funneling to that kit sale, to that wholesale membership, and not one random bottle of oil that doesn't lead to a wholesale membership. So all of my frustrations were repaired in those two small bundles labeled 20421 and 21625. That Thieves Bucket came with that little recipe book that teaches you how to make your own scrubs and yummy smelling mop water with all the various oils already in the bucket. Again, OGV. So how do I run these Make It Take classes? And then we're going to wrap up the training for tonight. I would run it exactly like a 101 class, but with a craft. So follow all the steps of a 101 class, build relationships, have them fill out the contact me card so it doesn't end as a no-show. Get your diffuser going before they walk in. Have the Diamond Rising contact me cards ready to go so they fill them out as they take their seat. Deliver the entire 101 script or part of it if you want to keep the class shorter. Cover purity. That's the most important part of the script other than your story. And then make sure you do the bold close and tell them how to order the kit and have laptops set up. Do all that before they go do the make and take. Then start the make and take. So you close your class before the make and take, because otherwise they're going to clock out. Some people are going to leave early. You won't have their full attention. They're going to be at stations. They're having fun. Do your close before they start the craft. Then you make your luscious lotions and sassy spritzers and brazen lip balms and add lavender to them and frankincense and stress away and drive them to the PSK. You can teach the toxin-free life class and break out your bucket, give the uses of the Thieves Cleaner, and make some cleaning concoctions right in front of them, right out of the Thieves recipe book, and then make sure you close your class and have a laptop for people to be able to order, and then make sure you get the contact information so you can touch base after the class. Just like that, a make and take class can have a closing rate that is higher than 30%. And you also feel a need for fun and fellowship with friends, right? So, we did it. We got through 3 chapters tonight, which means that you're going to have homework on 3 chapters tonight. So I want you to go back and read all 3 of these chapters. You got chapter 30, chapter 29, and chapter 28. Tomorrow, we're going to be jumping into speaking at events. We're going to cover class 11. We're going to break it up into 2 chapters the next 2 nights, and then Friday we're completely done with the class section of the book, and we dig into some really, really deep stuff next week. So for tomorrow, we're going to be training on, speaking at events, teacher training classes, and classes for business owners. And then on Friday, we're going to train on blogging and vlogging and vendor events. So that'll wrap up this week's of training, and the vendor event one is top notch. That training is just phenomenal. And then next week, we're going to talk about things that don't work with your classes, like how you can really get derailed and cost yourself time and frustration, leading sentences that start conversations. We're going to go back to that listening and opening the door training that we started with at the beginning of Unstuck. We're kind of bookending your training here. Expanding your circle. I'm going to do a whole night on just how to tap into friends of friends, what that looks like. And I'm going to show you exactly what it did to my OGV and how I built to silver in 12 weeks. By friends of friends. Even if you only really truly can sign 10 people to your team without totally breaking into cold market, those 10 people can easily build you to silver, easily. So we're going to do a whole training on friends of friends, then how to craft your personal story, a 30-page training on essential rewards. I'm going to have to do that all by itself because it is intense and it is good. It is phenomenal. If you have been afraid of ER and not being able to get people on and you're frustrated because you can't rank up because of ER, we're about to blow your doors off with the end of the training at the end of Unstuck Bootcamp. Then closing in a way that leads to kit sales, and then a little bit of heart training to wrap up the bootcamp. So grass is greener on the other side syndrome, a spirit of contentment, just sitting at rank and not moving, the curse of expectations. I'm going to pause and train you how to train your leaders on the second to last day of boot camp and give you a boatload of resources to do it that are free. And then I'm going to close out with Gabe's story on the very, very last night of boot camp and make you guys all bawl your eyes out as we prepare for the launch of the Core 5 scripts and the PowerPoints and the textable classes and all the things that I will be training on and teaching you guys over the coming months, all right? I love you so much. Thank you for getting on and for pouring into you. You guys are troopers to hang so deeply. We still have 8,000 of you plus a night getting on and doing these all the way to the very end. And you know what? Your way of doing it is not wrong. So if you're just on for the videos right now and you're going to go read the book later, that's okay. That's all right. You just stick with me and make sure whatever you do that you go to the Unstuck page on the oilabilityteam.com website and don't lose sight of all these resources we're going to be releasing in the coming weeks. All right. You have a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we're going to train a little deeper, 2 more nights on the types of classes. And then we get into some more heart stuff and practical skills training. Thank you for joining me for day 13 of Unstuck Boot Camp.